Have you ever just looked at your finances and wondered why, even with a good, steady income, you feel like you're not getting ahead? It's this super common feeling, right? You did everything you were supposed to do, went to college, got a decent job, but for some reason, real wealth just feels out of reach. Today, we're going to dig into the invisible reasons why that happens. I mean, really. You're working hard, maybe you even get a few raises, but when you look at your bank account at the end of the year, it looks almost exactly the same as last year. It's this feeling of running in place, working harder and harder, but making zero real progress. So what's actually going on here? Okay, let's break this down. On the surface, everything looks great. Society tells us, hey, a nice car, a home in the suburbs. You've made it. But this slide, it just cuts right to the chase, to the shaky reality hiding just under the surface. For a huge number of families, this lifestyle is built on a foundation that's just one bad day, one unexpected car repair, one medical bill, away from falling apart. So what are the culprits here? Well, we're calling them middle-class money traps. And look, these aren't obvious, dumb mistakes. No, they're way more dangerous than that. They're subtle. They're things everyone else is doing, and they seem perfectly reasonable in the moment. The problem is, over years and decades, they just silently, systematically drain your ability to build real wealth. First up, let's talk about the traps that live right inside our own heads. These are the invisible scripts, the mindsets, and the knowledge gaps that, believe me, come with a massive price tag. Okay, so trap number one is this really weird paradox. Think about it. We'll spend hours, maybe even days, researching the best TV to buy, a purchase that's, a few $100? But then, when it comes to our retirement accounts, which hold hundreds of thousands of our own dollars, we just set it and forget it. We're on complete autopilot with absolutely no idea what we're actually invested in. And wow, this chart just smacks you in the face with the cost of that ignorance. I mean, look at these two outcomes. The only difference between ending up with $600,000 and over $1 million was just the investment choices made inside the account. That is a life-changing amount of money left on the table just because of a lack of basic understanding. It's wild. And that kind of leads us right into the next big mental trap. It's that little voice in our head that says, you know what, I'm smart. I can outwit the entire market. It feels so empowering, doesn't it? This idea that we can jump in when things are hot and just get out right before a crash. But the reality here is it's a brutal wake-up call. Study after study after study shows that people who try to time the market always underperform it. Always. Why? Because they let their emotions do the driving. They buy high because they're feeling optimistic, and they sell low because they're panicking. It is literally one of the most reliable ways to destroy your own wealth ever invented. All right, let's switch gears a bit. Now we're going to talk about the traps of inaction. Basically, how doing nothing can be one of the most expensive decisions you'll ever make. Okay, this slide is pretty eye-opening. If I were to ask you what your biggest expense is, what would you say? Your mortgage, right? Your rent? Well, for most families, the biggest slice of the pie is actually taxes. It's their single largest expense, year after year, yet it's the one they spend the least amount of time trying to figure out or manage. And man, that inaction, it is so costly. We're talking thousands of dollars a year in missed opportunities. Think about stuff like maxing out your retirement accounts, using a health savings account, which, by the way, has a triple tax advantage. It's amazing. Or even just strategically timing your income. These are not some shady loopholes. These are incentives available to literally everyone, but only a few people actually take the time to understand and use them. This next one, this is pure psychology. It's called change paralysis. It's that powerful gut-level urge to just stick with what's familiar, even when we know it's holding us back. Like staying in a job where you're totally underpaid. Why do you stay? Because switching means a new boss, new people, a new routine, and that just feels uncomfortable. But believe me, that comfort has a very real price tag. Let's just put a number on it to make it sink in. Let's say you're earning $50,000 a year, but you could be making 20% more somewhere else. Just waiting 3 years, just 3, to make that move costs you $30,000 in lost income. And that's not even counting the long-term hit to your retirement or future raises. And this is the key takeaway here, right? We get the whole idea of risk completely backward. We fixate on the perceived risks. Oh no, what if my new boss is terrible? Well, we totally ignore the guaranteed risks of staying put. The real risk isn't trying something new.
The real risk is waking up in 10 years and realizing your skills are worthless and inflation has eaten all your savings.
All right, our final trap. This might be the most common and honestly the most destructive of them all. It's what we call the I deserve it trap, which is really just lifestyle creep disguised as a well-earned reward. And this right here, this is the cycle. It's so predictable. You work your butt off, you finally get that raise. And what's the very first thought? I deserve a nicer car. Or, we deserve a bigger house. So your spending immediately goes up to match your new income, your net worth stays exactly the same, and boom, you're right back on that hamster wheel just spinning a little bit faster. You know what this all boils down to? Opportunity cost. That fantastic $5,000 vacation you took because you earned it? Yeah, it feels great for a week. But that same money, if you had invested it, could have grown into tens of thousands of dollars over the next couple of decades. That's the silent cost of rewarding yourself with stuff instead of rewarding your future self with assets. Okay, I know, after hearing all of that, you might be feeling a little, well, overwhelmed. But I want to shift gears here, because just understanding these traps is the first and by far the most powerful step to actually avoiding them. And this is the most important thing I want you to hear today. The good news is that financial freedom isn't about luck. It's not about being born rich. It's about choices. Every single trap we've just talked about is completely avoidable, and the power to change your path is entirely in your hands, starting right now. So what does this all come down to? It's about making a few simple but really powerful choices. You can choose to spend a few hours on a weekend learning the basics of your retirement plan. You can choose to just invest consistently instead of trying to outsmart the market. You can choose to invest your next raise before you even have a chance to spend it. These are the choices that break the chains. So I want to leave you with this one question. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Nobody's asking you to do that. Just look back at these traps and pick one. Which one will you consciously choose to start avoiding, starting this week? Making that one decision, that one choice, that's your first step off the hamster wheel and onto the real path to building wealth. The choice is yours.